Good morning and welcome back to our online class science. So in the last class we had learned about the feathers and all, right? So today we'll deal with how the birds fly. Okay, we know that the birds are flying with the help of their wings, right? And the movement of the wings is described in two ways. Okay, when the wings are going upwards and the wings are going down, then is downward stroke, upstroke and downstroke. Okay, let us go through it. How the birds fly. We know that the wings of the birds are attached to their body with the help of the strong muscles. Okay, the wings are attached to their bodies with the help of a very strong muscles which allows them to swing their wings and they are able to fly. Alright? Okay. Birds use these muscles for the movement of their wings. As I've already said this, that birds, how they fly with the help of wings, and these wings are attached to their body with the help of the strong muscles. With the help of these strong muscles, the birds are able to fly in the sky. Okay? While flying, a bird flaps its wings. Yes, we know that because when we see the bird flying, their wings are always moving. Means either moving up or down, like that. Understood? Okay. While flying, a bird flaps its wings upward and downwards. Okay. The upward movement of the wings is called the upstroke. As I've said you, when they are moving, flying up like this, that movement is known as the upstroke. Okay. And when the wings are coming down, because when they come down, in that movement is known as downstroke. Okay, let us go through again. The upward movement of the wing is called the upstroke and the downward movement of the wing is called the downstroke. Okay, a bird uses its tail to change the direction of the flight. As this we have learned in that feathers, different types of feathers. Flight feathers, the feathers are present in the tail and in the wings, which helps them to fly and change the direction with the help of their tail, right? So see the picture I am showing you here. This bird, they are using their wings upward. This is known as what? Upstroke. And when these wings are coming down, down, down and down, this is known as what? Downward movement of the wings of the bird. Did you understand the upstroke and downstroke? Upstroke means what? The birds, when they use their wings upward to fly up, that is known as upstroke. And when the movement of the wings is down, when they are coming down, that movement is known as downstroke. Okay? Now we'll okay. The birds that cannot fly are called flightless bird. The birds which they are unable to fly, they are known as flightless bird. Okay? Or we can call them running birds also. Okay, because we do not see the birds running in the ground. What they do, they are always flying. Okay, and those birds which are unable to fly, that are known as flightless bird. Flightless bird. Okay, example ostrich, emu, etc. Okay, so emus and the ostriches are the examples of flightless birds. We see them always running in the ground. Okay. Now we'll talk about the food habits of bird. Food habits means that what kind of food they eat, they depend upon for their livelihood, for their living, is known as the food habits of the birds. Okay, so let us go through. Bird eat different types of food. Yes, they eat what? Insect, they eat seeds, they eat nuts, they eat grains and as well as fruits. Birds such as eagle and vulture, they eat what? Flesh of the other animals. So what came to our mind is that birds eat different kinds of food. They eat what? Insects, they eat seeds, they eat nuts, they eat grains, they eat fruits, as well as the birds like eagle and vultures, they all eat what? Flesh. So the next one we can see about the bee hummingbird, which suck the nectar from the flowers with the help of the long beak. That also we have learned that the types of beaks. Do you remember the types of beak? This hummingbird, they have what? Strong and long pointed beak, which helps them to suck the nectar from the flowers. Okay, like birds like penguins, pelicans, and kingfishers, what they eat? They eat fish. Okay, they eat fish. That's why we say that the birds eat different types of food. They eat what? Nuts also, they eat insects also, they eat seeds also, they eat the grains also, they eat flesh also, they eat meat also, as well as they eat what? Fishes also. Right? So, birds do not have teeth. Now remember this thing, that birds do not have teeth. What they do have? They have beak. Okay, they have their beak, the opening of their mouth. They use their beak to break and crush the foods into small pieces, and then they swallow it. Alright? The work of the teeth is done by the bird's beak, which helps them to break the big flesh or big seeds, crush them and make into small pieces, which will help them for their eating purpose. Alright? Now we'll talk about the nest of the bird's nest. What is first of all you have to know what is nest, right? So nest are the home of the bird. What is nest? Nest are the homes of the bird. Like we have our house, no? Birds also need their house to live in. Okay, but our house is constructed by what? Our masons and all. Okay, but do the birds have masons? No. They make their house by themselves. Okay, they make their house with the help of the twigs. Okay, sticks, small sticks, small plants. They use all those plastics and all. Okay, let us read this. The birds build nest using their leaves, straw, twigs, wool, cotton, and thread. Birds take care of the build their nest in the place safe from danger as well as bad weather. That's why we see the nest in the long trees. Okay, where they are safe from this danger and all. Okay, and we can see the nest where? In the houses also. We see the nest in the houses also, right? Okay. Birds build nest using the leaves, straw, twigs, wool, cotton, and thread. And birds take care to build their nest in places safe from danger as well as from bad weather. Okay, we can see the bird's nest on the trees, on the terrace of the buildings, and sometimes even on the ceiling fans. Okay, birds lay eggs in their nest. Okay, birds build nest using leaves, straw, twigs, wool, cotton, and thread. Birds take care to build their nest in places safe from danger and bad weather. We can see the bird's nest on the trees, on the terrace of the buildings, and sometimes even on the ceiling fans. Birds lay in their nest. Now birds, they have their home as their nest, and do you think that they will lay the eggs on the grounds and somewhere here and there? No. The birds will lay their egg on their nest only. Okay? Alright. Now we'll talk about the different types of nest. Number one, we'll talk about the Tailorbird. You remember the word tailor? Tailor means what? Those who sew the clothes and all. Okay, so in the birds also there is a different God-gift nature. Okay, a Tailorbird uses its beak as a needle to sew the leaves together to build a nest. Now Tailorbird, by the word tailor, we know that it will sew. Okay, so the God has given a gift to this bird that they can use their beak to sew the leaves and make the nest for themselves. Okay, the Tailorbird uses its beaks like a needle to sew leaves together to build a nest. It also uses materials such as thread and wool to sew the leaves. Alright, any doubt till here? Okay. Next we'll talk about the weaver bird. See that the nest of the Tailorbird. See here, this Tailorbird, with the help of its beak, see, it is sewing the leaves. Okay. Now next we'll talk about the weaver bird. See here, this is the weaver bird. Okay, weaver bird uses its beak to weave pieces of leaves, grasses or twigs to build a nest. The nest has an opening through which the bird enters or comes out. Alright, now excuse me. Okay, a weaver bird uses its beaks to weave the leaves. Weave means what? They will weave means what? Weave means to make the small pieces of the leaves or the grasses or the twigs together, one after another, one after another, one after another, like that. And then what happens? They will build up a nest. Alright? And they makes one opening where they can enter as well as come out from that nest. Clear? Next we'll talk about the woodpecker. The woodpecker uses its beak. Why? To pick to make a pick means hole in the tree trunks and make a hole for the nest. Now this woodpecker, its nest is they make their nest on the wood trunk. Okay, they makes the hole there and they make their nest inside it. It uses this hole as a nest and lines it with a fine stripe of woods. Okay, see the picture of woodpecker here I am giving you. See it here. This is a woodpecker. See, with the help of its beak, they are making a hole to make their nest and they will stay there. Alright? Okay. Now, we'll talk about the penguins. Now, penguins, where do we see penguins? We see them on the very cold places and on the icy places. Right? So, let us read this. What it is? Penguins lives in a very cold places. As it is difficult to find twigs, grasses or straw in such places, penguins uses or collects the stones and pebbles and make their nest on the ground. So what they where do we see these penguins? We see them on the very cold places, and with the help of the twigs, grass or the straw, they find them very difficult to find there. Right? So what they use stones, pebbles to make their nest on the ground. Right? Next we talk about the sparrow, bulbuls and hummingbirds make a cup-shaped nest, usually nest, the one which we see around. Okay, they make a cup-shaped nest. Okay, and this is the most common type of nest. As I have said you this, that this is the most common type which we see around in the trees, also in the terrace, also like this only. Okay, the cup-shaped nest protects the eggs and the baby bird and keeps them away from falling. This cup-shaped nest, what benefit they get from that is they keep the eggs there only, they will not fall down, as well as when the eggs are hatched, the babies are born. Okay, the new hatched babies, they can sit there and stop falling them from that nest. Right? So we talked about what different kinds of nest. The one is Tailorbird, where they use the leaves and makes their nest. Second is the weaver bird, where they weave the pieces of the leaves, grasses or the twigs together to build the nest. And then we also read about the woodpecker, which makes the beak in the tree trunk. Okay, and the penguins, which makes their nest with the help of the stones and the pebbles, okay, in the ground. Then the sparrows and bulbuls, which have a different and common type of the nest, that is the cup-shaped nest. Okay, which helps the birds and which protects the eggs and the baby birds, and they are away from falling down from this. Okay, so I hope you have understood whatever I taught you. Okay, and maintain your copy. Whatever homework I am giving you, maintain it. Thank you.